I was scrolling on Facebook and I happened to see something that I really can't believe. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I am, and I'm not happy about it. I'm trying really hard to stay calm and collected and sensible and not flip the fuck out. As everyone is sleeping upstairs, and it's like 3 a.m. where I am, but I can't hold this in until morning. It's just not possible. I mentioned it in my first video. I have dated men and been in heterosexual relationships, and I have dated women and been in lesbian relationships, but I identify, obviously, as bisexual, because that's how it works. I like both sexes. That's how it works. Bi, two, sexual, it's about sexual attraction, and there are two sexes. Two, just two, just two. Yeah, two. And I happened upon this post that is apparently advocating for dropping the B out of the LGBT acronym. The reason that apparently there's a huge movement advocating to drop the B is because there are more than two genders. Two genders. Okay. Oh gosh. What? What is happening? What's going on? I'm really lost. I don't understand. I am a rad femme. I believe in biological reality and destroying the social construct that is gender and gender stereotypes. But they are two different things. They're two different things. They're not the same. They're not the same. Your gender is how you present yourself. This is the breakdown. This is how you present yourself to the world. And your sex is male or female. You're born male or female. That's just generic human biology. There are some instances of anomalies and chromosomal abnormalities. These are exceptions to the rule. They're not the rule. And people always try and use intersex people as their pawn in this argument. And intersex people don't want to be involved in your gender political bullshit. They don't. I've talked to so many that are like, fucking leave me out of this. And yet the lib fem side tends to overlook that because it's one of the only arguments they have to hang on to this whole conflating gender and sex. Lesbians don't like penis. Bisexual people like penis and vagina. And gay people, gay men, only like penis. So I don't see how you identifying as a fab, blah, blah, whatever, like a demisexual, demi this, demi that, two soul, blah, blah, whatever it is. I don't see how that really can be conflated with male or female, or why all of a sudden bisexual is exclusionary, because it doesn't say I only like this gender, whatever. It says bisexual because this person is okay with having sex with female-born people and male-born people, because that's how sex works. That's how biology works. It's not about, oh, you present this way, oh, you present that way, da da da. No, that's not your sex. Your sex is your chromosomes, your hormones, your genitals, your biology. I see all the time in this argument how people think that lesbians are transphobic and bisexual people are now apparently exclusionary and transphobic. And I could keep going. I could keep going. There's one thing though that's in common here. There's a commonality here. There's one particular thing that ties all these things together and makes them kind of in the same category. And I'll tell you what it is. It's the fact that these things don't center around penis. That's the problem. And it started with lesbians. It really did. It started with lesbians. Everyone's calling lesbians transphobic and saying that they're hateful and that they shouldn't exist and, you know, wishing all these terrible things on them, death threats, doxing them, like all these things. And it's been happening for years and years since this whole LGBT thing became kind of the forefront of the media and people started caring more and being more accepting. Of course, accepting has parameters, apparently. And now, the literal start of Pride and the LGBT movement was lesbians. It was for lesbians. They started it. It was for them. And now, that movement is being overrun with male-born people and their allies who want to kick them out of their own shit because they don't like that lesbians don't like penis, and they don't like that bisexual people can also just date, for example, like me. I could just date a woman and be in a quote-unquote lesbian relationship and not have my life and sexuality and body center around a penis. Yeah, so now they are doing witch hunts and have been for years on lesbians. And now the witch hunt has started against bisexuals for being exclusionary. The world already revolves around men, and men are very determined because of the patriarchy to continue to hold their place at the top and maintain their power and their privilege. That's very obvious because lesbians are exclusionary because they won't date a trans woman because they are not sexually attracted to penis. That's a problem. And now bisexual people, they're saying, are a problem because, oh, it's exclusionary. It only, there are more than two genders. When really it's because bisexual women can just date other women and not even fuck with men. And that's a problem now too. Everywhere you look with this topic now, it's autogynephile. Oh, you reduce people to their genitals, blah, blah, blah. Newsflash, people. Sexuality, being intimate with a human being, another human being, it has a lot to do with their genitals. It really fucking does. Being in a relationship with somebody, unless you are legit not a sexual person, that's, asexual, which is great. That's fine. That's valid. You don't have to have sex. And if that's how you wanna live, if that's who you are, that's fine. You live that truth. But for most people, for a lot of people, a majority of people, when you're in a relationship with somebody and your sexual orientation comes into play, it's not because of how they identify. No, it's because of their sex. Because you want to have sex with them, But I gotta tell you, this whole acronym, the LGBT acronym that keeps fucking growing and changing and accepting of all genders, because somehow putting sexual orientations with genders makes sense now. Your whole alphabet soup, and it's now including numbers too. There aren't that many letters, and sure, numbers are infinite, but like, how can you use numbers to talk about these things? Really, there's not a lot of ways when you think about it. So what are you gonna do when you drop the L and you drop the B and you keep adding all these new genders and new stuff? What are you gonna do when you cause enough women to realize that they don't want to be associated with this? Because I used to be a lib femme. I used to be all about that same song and dance, but I had one too many trans-identified males, one too many trans women tell me to shut up, to go die in a fire, to get raped, for my children to get raped, all these things, all this violence, because I know the difference between gender and sex, because I know why these things are happening, because I see between the lines and see what's really there. How long do you think it will take for this movement to push so hard that all women realize what this is really about? How long? I want to know. We have fought too goddamn hard for too motherfucking long to let you come in our movement and claim to be women and put yourself at the top again. We've been fighting too fucking long. It's not gonna happen. You like to play this whole pain Olympics, oppression Olympics, like who's the biggest victim? That's the game. It's a pissing contest. I'm sorry. I'm a woman. I don't have pissing contests. No. See, women lift each other up. Women support each other. Women don't compete with one another. And a lot of us, I was one of them, suffer from internalized misogyny, from being indoctrinated in the ways of the patriarchy from birth. It's not an easy thing to break, but once we break that cycle, once we rise above that and we see it for what it is, and we start helping other women see it, there is nothing you can fucking do about it. You can dox us, you can threaten us, you can beat us up in the street and leave us laying in a coma, all these things. Murder us. Women have been murdered by men since the dawn of time, and women still get murdered by men across the world daily. That is nothing new to us. Men are our biggest threat in general. Male-born people. That's our biggest threat. So do you think this is anything new to us? No, honey. No, honey, it's not. It's nothing new. And you'd figure by now that you'd find a way to be a little more original, because that song and dance is so old. We know it like the back of our hand. If you want to keep kicking us out of the umbrella, you want to alienate us and dox us and bully us and beat us up and murder us and burn us in fires, that's fine. You do that. You do you, boo. But all you're gonna do, just like you did with me and so many other women, is show us what this is really about. And you're gonna help us all realize that we don't need this shit. We can do it together. We can do it ourselves. We don't need men to thrive and survive anymore. Either way, bisexual, it's not exclusionary. Actually, it kind of covers everybody. Like everybody is included there. Now, of course, again, sexual preferences, that means that just because I'm bisexual doesn't mean I'm going to be sexually attracted to every person I see. No, that's not how it works, obviously. But bisexual is valid. It's a valid sexuality, and it is actually probably one of the most, as you guys like to call it, inclusive. Woo! How to include everybody? Well, it kind of does, because male, female, it covers both. But that's not good enough. It's not good enough. Nope, because there is the option in there for women to only date women. The same way you're alienating and trying to kick out lesbians. I see it. So, good, bad, whether you agree or you disagree, it'll get around, and you'll find out that this shit isn't gonna work. It's not gonna, You can kick us out. You can kick us out of pride, kick us out of this whole thing, the whole shebang. Oh well, because I stand by my lesbian sisters, and I stand by my fellow bisexual sisters. I stand by women, and I will continue to do so. And you can have all the problems with that you want, that's fine, but I'm still gonna fucking be here. Anyway, you wanna drop a comment or hit that little bell down there somewhere, or subscribe, or share this on your social media account, whatever it is, go for it. I'm fine with that. If you have input, if you want to ask me questions, if you want to do any of that, just drop a comment down there and I'll get to you at some point soon. Until then, I'm going to go wind down and probably have a good long bath and meditate and get my shit together and not be so angry anymore, because I let it all out here for you to see. So hopefully this will have helped me feel a little better. No guarantees though, obviously, because this is very vile shit that I've been talking about just now. But anyway, I look forward to your feedback, and I can't wait to make another video at 3 a.m. bitching about something else. So tune in, come back, expect that. Okay? Okay. Bye.